a weather forecast tailored to where you live in Blackfoot.
Now at 6, the Idaho Falls Air Show just wrapped up. I'm Taja Davis, and I'm here live at the air show. And when everybody comes back to me, I will give you a full recap of the very first day.
The president has selected a former Utah governor to serve as the U.S. ambassador to Russia.
And it might be nice out, but we could see some stormy weather making its way this week. Local News 8 at 6 starts right now.
You're watching Local News 8 at 6. Local people, local news.
Good evening. The crowds are pretty much gone, but it won't stay that way for long. With the Blue Angels in town for one more day, there's a couple of reminders about some traffic issues on I-15 that we want to tell you about. Take a look at this map. Tomorrow, the southbound lanes will be closed between exit 119 and 135. That's from 8 in the morning until 6 at night, so just about right now. Northbound lanes will be closed from 8 a.m. to 4:30 as well. In addition, the I-15 northbound ramp at exit 118 and off-ramp at exit 119 will be closed from 4:30 in the afternoon to 6 at night. You can find all the detours clearly marked on your drive. Now, the first day of the show went off without a hitch and provided a pretty awesome show for those who got a glimpse. Local News 8's Taja Davis is live at the Idaho Falls Regional Airport. The air show was over almost 2 hours ago, right, Taja?
Yeah, that's right, Chris. And honestly, from my point of view, standing where I'm standing, the foot traffic was absolutely crazy. Now, I do want to go ahead and show you real quick. Thousands and thousands of people were funneling into the strip right here to exit the air show. And I mean, again, Chris, I cannot emphasize enough, it was thousands of people. So hopefully those people went to their respective shuttles to get to their parking lots, to get to where their cars are. But there was a lot of parking around the air show. So hopefully those people were able to get out just fine as well. But as you said, Chris, the air show definitely was a blast.
Here they come now. Air Show Center.
I came to watch the airplanes fly.
More than a dozen performers entertained today's crowd before the headlining Blue Angels, a group that a Utah teen is super excited to see.
Because I like planes for a long time and I just really want to see them.
Oh, Splash 1, MiG-15.
There was plenty of room for families to find a great spot to watch the planes take to the skies. Everyone, couples, families, little ones, and veterans all seemed to enjoy this year's air show.
It's more advanced than it was when I was flying, but still doing very well.
But before the Blue Angels hit the air, Julie Clark dazzled the crowd with her patriotic routine. Clark is also the only female performer in the show.
Actually, I'm usually always the only woman performer in the show. Sometimes we have two of us, but there's probably only a handful of us doing this. I'm not into this because I'm a woman thing. I just love to fly. I'm a retired airline pilot, did that for 30 years, and was one of the very first women hired for a major airline back in the 70s. So I just a pilot first, you know, and just happened to be a woman, but I just love flying. It's just, I'm so blessed that I was able to make it a career.
It was such a pleasure meeting Clark. And now the Blue Angels did take to the skies, but they took to the skies later on in the show around 3 p.m. And we do have some footage of that for you, but you'll have to stay tuned until 10 p.m. to see that. Now, Chris, the water controversy didn't seem like it was much of an issue today. Everyone seemed very prepared with their one bottle they were allowed in, and vendors were selling them. So it seemed like that was pretty okay this time around. Live at the Idaho Falls Regional Airport, I'm Taja Davis.
All right. Thank you, Taja. If you show, there is one more showing. Gates open tomorrow at 9 a.m. and the planes will be in the air by noon. All right, Aaron O'Shaughnessy, tell us, will the weather cooperate for tomorrow?
You know, Chris, it is. We're going to see lots more sunshine. It was a good day for the Blue Angels to be out because we've seen a lot of clear skies today, nice warm weather, and that pattern is going to continue right through tomorrow. Taking a look at our Idaho Falls sky cam, you see there's not a whole lot of activity going on. Current temperature of 87 degrees, wind sitting around 5 miles per hour. Now, taking a look at tonight, things are going to stay relatively clear. We're going to see a low around 48 degrees. Winds are not going to be a huge issue, but going into tomorrow, we could see some wind gusts up to 22 miles per hour. Besides those wind gusts, we could see winds between 10 and 14 miles per hour with a high around 88 degrees. I'll send it back to you, Chris.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Around the region tonight, Deputies in Cassia County are investigating the discovery of 2 bodies found dead inside a Burley home as a homicide. Deputies were called to a home on Thursday evening and found a man and woman dead in the basement. The undersheriff says autopsies were conducted yesterday. Names of those victims have not been released. No change of plea. That is the ruling of a 5th District judge who rejected Ronnie Kincaid Jr.'s request to change his guilty plea in the murder of his wife. Kincaid was initially charged with first-degree murder after Melissa Dawn Kincaid was found dead at the couple's home back in September of 2015. He later pleaded guilty to second-degree murder with a potential sentence of 15 years to life in prison. The judge ruled Kincaid knowingly entered his plea and didn't show a just reason to withdraw it. A doctor in Utah has been arrested on suspicion of downloading child pornography. Marcus Ortiz explains there are indications that the doctor may have committed even more crimes.
Investigators discovered some inappropriate communications online that Mr. Ward was having with different individuals.
And investigators claim Dr. Nathan Ward used computers at Lakeview Hospital and other hospitals to download child pornography and send messages in dark web chat rooms. According to a probable cause statement, Dr. Ward wrote to someone that he's a professional with a PhD and have no problem leaving expletive inside of you.
The information that he relayed during the messaging on the internet also led to the evidence that made us confident that it was Mr. Ward.
Yesterday, police arrested Dr. Ward at his office in Bountiful on 7 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. A spokesperson issued a statement on behalf of the Lakeview OBGYN clinic where he worked. Quote, "Our primary focus at this point is to ensure that Dr. Ward's patients get the care they need, and our staff is diligently working to make that happen. Due to the seriousness of the allegations against Dr. Ward, he has been suspended as a precautionary measure." On Good for Utah's Facebook page, those who know Dr. Ward were shocked by the allegations. Anna Marie writes, "OMG, how devastating. He's the best OB I've ever had. Innocent until proven guilty, but if it's true, of course, I want justice. This is so very sad." Erica writes, "He was my OBGYN for the birth of my daughter. He was always patient and really good with me. This is hard to comprehend." But there's more. Ward allegedly told those in the chat rooms that he has raped a 15-year-old who was drunk on vodka after her father set it up, and raped a 13-year-old.
And so we continued with the investigation in hopes of finding the victims and in hopes of protecting the public.
Dr. Ward has not been officially charged yet. He is out of jail on a $100,000 bond. 2 parents in Utah County are in jail after police say they gave their child drugs. Police say their other 2 children also tested positive for drugs. Officers found the home littered with drug paraphernalia, all in reach of 4 young kids who are 8 and younger. 29-year-old Colby Wild and 26-year-old Lacey Christensen are accused of giving their newborn daughter drugs just hours after she was born.
There's no legitimate reason for that child to have heroin or methamphetamine in her. It makes me sick to my stomach for a number of reasons. You've got an infant who cannot do anything for herself, and the people who should be providing her nurture and love and care are the ones who are harming that child.
Investigators say the couple gave her Suboxone to try and hide the baby's drug addiction from nurses. A prosecutor has determined 8 law enforcement officers who fired shots at a 32-year-old southwestern Idaho man were justified. The man died January 24th after members of the Ada County Metro SWAT team opened fire on Milans tried to back out of a garage in a stolen vehicle in Kuna. Police say the man fired up to 10 times at a Kuna police officer who attempted to pull him over. Investigators found out that he didn't have a gun at the time he was shot by police. Zion National Park in southern Utah is getting some federal and private money for maintenance and infrastructure work at U.S. national parks. The Interior Department says Zion is going to receive close to $700,000. The department says plans to call for Zion to spend the money on maintenance of the lower and middle Emerald Pool trails. Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke announced more than $50 million for maintenance and infrastructure work at national parks in 42 parks in 29 states. The co-founder of the Utah League of Native American Voters is running to challenge U.S. Representative Chris Stewart next year. Democrat Carol Suver announced in a statement she filed with the Federal Election Commission and is gearing up to run in Utah's 2nd Congressional District. She is vice chair of the Peaceful Advocates for Native Dialogue and Organizing Support, a Utah Native American environmental rights organization. The White House has announced this week that President Trump has chosen former Utah Governor Jon Huntsman as U.S. ambassador to Russia. Huntsman had long been expected to be the pick for key diplomatic post. Huntsman served as U.S. ambassador to China during the Obama administration and launched an unsuccessful presidential bid in 2012. Scrutiny is compounded on the U.S.-Russia relationship. In a Senate confirmation hearing, Huntsman is almost certain to face questions about Russia's role in the international order and its alleged attempts to influence the election of other countries, including the U.S. President Trump is trying to change the focus to the military this weekend, but his trip comes after a storm of tweets this morning and a staff shakeup on the communications team. ABC's David Wright reports.
President Trump at the USS Gerald Ford, the most advanced aircraft carrier ever built.
This ship also ensures that if a fight does come, it will always end the same way. We will win, win, win.
But it's the president fighting his corner now, blasting out tweets at what he calls the fake news media. This one aimed at the Washington Post and its bombshell scoop on Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Despite Sessions' denials that he ever met with Russians about the campaign,
I never had meetings with Russian operatives or Russian intermediaries about the Trump campaign.
The Post reports that U.S. intelligence services intercepted phone calls from the Russian ambassador contradicting that. Trump's reaction? Quote, "These illegal leaks, like Comey's, must stop." Sessions is already in trouble with Trump. Days ago, the president expressed his frustration at Sessions' decision to recuse himself from the Russia investigation, telling the New York Times, had he known about that, he would have picked somebody else to be his attorney general.
He's not afraid to throw loyalists under the bus.
Remember, if the president fires the attorney general and tries to replace him, that's a position that gets confirmed by the U.S. Senate.
At the White House press office, a major changing of the guard. Press Secretary Sean Spicer is out. Businessman Anthony Scaramucci is in. He was not always a Trump fan.
I personally apologize for the 50th time. I love the president.
Today, Scaramucci tweeted, "Full transparency, I'm deleting old tweets. Past views evolved and shouldn't be a distraction." Purging his account of all past snipes at his new boss. David Wright, ABC News, Washington.
Thank you.
A dry summer could mean a shortage for some crops. Plus gloomy weather, but a damper on your mood. But so can hot weather. We'll tell you why. And as we go to break tonight, taking a live look over the city of Idaho Falls. A little hazy out there, and O'Shaughnessy will tell us what our forecast has in store a little later in the show.
Have a news story or a tip? Call us today.
Let Wingers cater your next event with their amazing wings, sticky fingers, salads, and more. Now that's freaking amazing.
The sun is a lot bigger than our moon, roughly 400 times larger. Coincidentally, the sun is also 400 times farther away. That means both disks appear to be the same size during the time the moon's disk covers the sun. It's safe to look at the eclipse just for a bit. In fact, to get the full experience, you can take off your glasses just for a brief moment. To find out more, go to localnews8.com.
Sponsored by Get Mooned at Moonfest Music Festival and Camping.
The dogs love it when I say let's go places. Here at Teton Toyota, we have every possible car and configuration. Need a truck or an SUV? We've got the best. The redesigned Tacoma or Tundra, RAV4, Highlander, 4Runner, or the Land Cruiser. Sail along in a Corolla, best-selling Camry, or luxury Avalon. The Sienna has seating for 8. You pick the car, we deliver the no-problem experience at Teton Toyota in Idaho Falls.
For over 50 years, KIFI Local News 8 has been there, supporting the needs of our community and every big story. And now, Local News 8 has entered a whole new era of broadcasting with on-air, online, and on-demand. Local News 8 is growing, and we need media specialists to help local advertisers grow their business with television and digital advertising. To apply, log on to localnews8.com and select the About tab. Join the Local News 8 advertising team and be a part of our exciting future.
You think it's been hot here? Look at Iowa. Dry conditions in part of the state could mean a drop in soybeans and corn this fall. The lack of rain causing crops to be much smaller than expected, but experts say there's still some hope.
Biggest thing is stay positive. This crop's not done yet. It has a lot of time to go, so we can sure get a crop out of this yet, but we do look for the next rainfall, that's for sure.
The Farm Bureau says the biggest gamble for farmers is figuring out how much pest control to use when the crop size is this uncertain. All right, so most people choose to be inside when it's really hot, but staying cooped up in the summer months can have the same effect as holding up in the winter. A lot of us have never heard of summertime seasonal affective disorder. We normally think of winter when we think of it. Josh Wang shows us the Mayo Clinic estimates that 20 million Americans struggle with this annually.
When it's hot like this, it doesn't take long before you're in a losing battle with the heat.
Wow, yeah. My hair is wet. I'm hot.
It's oppressive, overwhelming, and downright awful. This scorching heat is assaulting more than just your physical. It also takes quite the toll on your psyche.
And I think some people it just kind of interrupts their overall well-being.
Tim hit it right on the head. Not everyone is enjoying the summertime weather.
Oh yeah, I mean people get really down and depressed when it gets so hot. You just can't get out to do anything.
Dr. Dudney is talking about seasonal affective disorder, which is most commonly associated with winter, but it's estimated that 20 million Americans will struggle with the summer version of it.
You just lose interest in doing things. You just don't want to do anything. You don't want to get up. You don't want to go ahead with your job. You don't want to go to school if you're a kid. You lose motivation.
There are a variety of reasons this can happen to you. For most of us, it starts with body image concerns. You're outside at the beach wearing much, and it's easy to get overwhelmed with how you look. Another big reason is money. Summer vacations are expensive, and wallet concerns are one of the leading factors to depression at any time. But the biggest reason we fall victim to the summertime blues is we are creatures of habit, and the elongated days throw us off our schedules. So the key to avoiding it is sticking to your normal routine.
One of the things that keeps us going every day is our schedule. You know, what do I have to do right now? And so that's an automatic antidepressant, you know. It's important that you have obligations.
Dr. Dudney says if you're concerned about being depressed, reach out for help. But if it's not that severe, he says there's a quick fix that should help most of us.
I think we all have little antidepressant rituals, you know, which may be things like going out and buying something that's not too expensive, that'll make me feel better, or whatever it might be.
Now, your first alert weather.
Well, this week we're going to see those high temperatures this week just drop slightly, so it's still going to be warm out, but not as hot as we've seen in the past. Winds for tonight are going to stay relatively calm. Going into tomorrow, however, we're going to see a low pressure system skirting northern Idaho, and that is going to increase those wind gusts. Let's go ahead and take a look at winds right now, though. Montpelier at 5 miles per hour, Pinedale 15, Driggs 8, Mackay 6, Chalice, not really any winds going on. Burley at 7. Now tomorrow we could see some wind gusts up around 22 miles per hour. Taking a look at our Rexburg sky cam, it's been pretty dry in Rexburg, but we could be seeing some thunderstorms and rain showers this week. A current temperature of 86 degrees in Rexburg, wind sitting around 7 miles per hour, humidity at 16%. Turning to our first alert Vibracast around 11 p.m. tonight, things are going to stay nice and calm, mostly clear skies. Going into tomorrow, we're going to see that low pressure system that I was talking about that is going to increase those wind gusts. Going into Sunday afternoon and to Monday, we could see some dry thunderstorm activity, but by the time that we get to Tuesday, we could see some thunderstorms and rain showers. So we're still going to see temperatures in those 80s and low 90s, but we're also going to see some chances of thunderstorm activity mixed in there as well. Let's go and take a look at some of those 8-day forecasts so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. Starting in Idaho Falls, we're going to see a high of 88 degrees tomorrow, nice clear skies, but then on Wednesday and Thursday, about a 30% and a 20% chance that we could see some of those thunderstorms and rain that I was talking about. Next Sunday will be nice and clear again with a high around 93 degrees. And turning to Rexburg, we're going to see a high of 83 degrees on Wednesday, 40% chance we're going to see some of that rain and thunderstorm activity. Friday, nice clear skies again. As we head into the weekend, we'll see more sunshine with highs in the 90s. Lows for Rexburg are going to stay in those mid to high 50s for this week. Pocatello, high of 94 degrees on Sunday. Monday night, we could see some thunderstorm activity. Next Saturday and Sunday, nice clear skies again with highs in those 90s. So we're seeing some of that rain activity mixed in there, but we're also seeing nice clear skies for next weekend. Blackfoot, a high of 81 degrees on Tuesday. Next Saturday and Sunday, more sunshine with highs in the 90s, lows in those upper 50s. High of 88 on Monday. Chance of thunderstorm activity both Tuesday and on Wednesday. We could see some of that rain. Thursday and Friday, broken cloud cover, and we'll finish things up here taking a look at Jackson, a high of 78 on Tuesday. Chance of thunderstorm activity, and then Tuesday through next Sunday we'll see some more of that sunshine.
At least the weekend looks nice.
Yeah, so next weekend we're going to see some sunshine. It's just the work week that we could see some of those isolated thunderstorms and rain showers.
Just close the blinds in the office and turn on one of those little UV lamps and get your
happy lamps.
The happy lamps and get your sunshine in there.
Yeah, that
That way you can beat the summer seasonal affective disorder.
Right.
All right.
Good plan.
Thanks, Aaron. Ride-sharing service Lyft is making a big announcement concerning their business strategy. We'll explain that in a little over 2 minutes.
Skycam Network is sponsored by Jiffy Lube. Visit jiffylubeIdaho.com for locations and special offers. Keller Williams Realty East Idaho can help you make an informed decision. Contact Jim at jimwindmiller.com.
A diabetes prevention program can change your life. I had gestational diabetes with 2 of my children. After my pregnancy, I was at risk for becoming diabetic, so I decided to enroll in the program. Activity minutes are a big part of the program, and then how can we get better nutritional value out of what you're eating? The side effect is changing your lifestyle is going to make you feel better. I did it, and so can you. Find a diabetes prevention program near you.
Courtney Rose! Courtney. Courtney Rose. Courtney.
Courtney. Courtney Rose. Mr. Rose. Where's Courtney?
Courtney! Come here! Courtney Rose!
Courtney. Courtney. Mr. Rose. Rose. Courtney Rose.
Courtney Rose! Hi, you reached Courtney Rose.
Courtney Rose for mayor.
It appears as if local rapper Courtney Rose is our projected winner in the race for mayor of Fort Gray, California.
Well...
JetBlue might be making a return to their original home at JFK Airport in New York. The airline is in early talks to build a new terminal following the governor's announcement of the $10 billion plan to revamp the busy airport. JetBlue previously flew out of the now demolished Terminal 6. That building was torn down in 2011, and JetBlue moved to Terminal 5, which they plan to connect to future expansions. The company says this process will increase capacity, improve traveler experience, and expand operations with partner airlines. The ride-sharing service Lyft is announcing a dramatic departure in strategy. The company said it will develop the hardware and software to power its own self-driving vehicles. Previously, Lyft pursued partnerships with companies that build self-driving car technology. In the future, a customer using the Lyft app would have the option to get a self-driving ride from either the company itself or one of its partners. Twitter has been fighting cyberbullying for the last year. We'll tell you what they're doing to make it safer for users.
Babies, babies, babies. Do you like cute and adorable animals? Do you want an experience the whole family will enjoy? Then the Idaho Falls Zoo at Tothvas Park has some new additions you have to see. Meet the adorable new lion cub. Plus, see other zoo babies, the sloth bear and camel. And new this year, check out the portable exploration stations with interactive educators and displays. Visit Idaho Falls Zoo at Tothvas Park to see the new babies.
Today, the impossible is happening. Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, thousands with blood cancer are coming home to live a normal life. When you support LLS, you not only save lives, you accelerate the most pioneering cancer research of our time. Help us turn someday into today. Join us.
Get ready for the War Bonnet Rodeo August 3rd through the 5th. Thursday night is the Local News 8 Family Night at the Sandy Downs Arena. Gates open at 5. Lots of free, fun family games, activities, food, and giveaways that the whole family will enjoy. face painting, a photo booth, carnival games, stick horse racing, straw maze, bounce houses, kids roping instruction, a mechanical bull, rodeo clowns, and local mascots will be in attendance. The rodeo begins at 8 Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, August 3rd through the 5th.
As a parent, it's what you do.
You protect your children.
You teach them how to brush their teeth,
How to wash their hands.
to look both ways when crossing the street.
And you vaccinate them.
I didn't know there was a vaccine for meningococcal meningitis, and my daughter died.
And my daughter died.
And my daughter died.
Get the facts and vaccinate. It's the right thing to do.
Please visit the NMA website at nmaus.org.
Local News 8 Sportsline is sponsored by your local Toyota dealers.
Join us for Idaho's oldest rodeo, the War Bonnet Roundup, August 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers.
Twitter says its crackdown on online abuse is working. On Thursday, the company said it takes action on 10 times as many abusive accounts each day as it did a year ago. Twitter's general manager of consumer product and engineering says it suspends or restricts thousands of accounts every day where users are demonstrating abusive behavior. The company did not provide data on how big of a problem online harassment is for the network. The Pew Research Center says 4 in 10 adults in the U.S. says they have been harassed on social media. A live look over Pocatello tonight. One person we will not harass is Erin O'Shaughnessy when she tells us about the forecast when we come back.
Toyota presents the sensations of summer. The perfect cars, trucks, and SUVs to get you to your favorite destinations. Like our best-selling RAV4. It earned NHTSA's 5-star safety rating, and it's an IIHS top safety pick for good reasons. Every RAV4 now features Toyota Safety Sensor standard equipment. Add in Toyota Care, Toyota's no-cost maintenance plan, along with these great limited offers, and you'll see why we call it sensational. Come see why so many drivers are choosing RAV4 for yourself at your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
NPG of Idaho is looking for organizations who regularly distribute information about employment opportunities to job applicants or who have job applicants to refer. If your organization would like to receive information regarding employment opportunities at our station, contact Human Resources at 1915 North Yellowstone Highway, Idaho Falls, Idaho. Robin.Clegg@localnews8.com. 208-525-8888. NPG of Idaho is an equal opportunity employer and encourages minorities and females to apply.
In conjunction with the Great American Solar Eclipse, it's the Moonfest 2017 Music Festival. To purchase your festival passes, campsites, or for more information, visit eclipsemoonfest.com.
Your teenager, curious, rebellious, sometimes defiant, naturally pushing the rules to their limits. When they push too far, call the Boys Town National Hotline at 800-448-3000. Our trained counselors are there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide advice and resources for problems, big or small. The Boys Town National Hotline. Help is just a phone call away.
The Surgeon General issued this warning because smoking causes lung cancer. The Surgeon General issued this warning because radon can cause lung cancer. Radon is an invisible radioactive gas that seeps inside your home from underground. Protect your family. Have your home tested. Call 1-800-SOS-RADON. Radon problems can be fixed.
All right, a final look at a stormy and a sunny and a hot forecast.
Yep, that is exactly right. We're going to see some sunshine, we're going to see some thunderstorms, we're going to see some dry thunderstorms, and then we're going to see more sunshine next weekend. Jackson, taking a look at our Jackson 8-day forecast. High of 84 degrees on Friday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Potential for some isolated thunderstorms and some rain. Lows for Jackson are going to stay in those upper 40s and low 50s for the week. And then Blackfoot, a high of 81 degrees on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We could see some of that thunderstorm activity that I was talking about. But then we're also going to see some sunshine as we head into next weekend.
Oh, you can't, complain about the weekend. I mean, it is a little hot for those people that don't like the heat, but you know what? You got rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so
Yeah, you got some rain, you got some sunshine. It's a good week.
You get the best of both worlds.
Exactly.
And you'll get the best of both worlds when you join us tonight at 10. We'll see you then. Right. Have a good night.
Hey.
What's the matter?
Somebody on the subway licked my neck. Licked my neck!
Oh, Willie's still alive.
What are you guys doing?
Oh, my mom called. They're going to run our engagement announcement in the local paper, so we're looking for a good picture of us.
Ooh, I'm afraid that does not exist.
That's not true. They're great pictures of us.
No, there are great pictures of you standing next to a guy who's going like this.
Oh, my God. That's the creep that you're with at the Statue of Liberty.
I don't know what it is. I just can't take a good picture.
Oh, here's a great one.
Yeah, I'm not in that.
No, but look at me all tan.
Hey, why don't you guys go get portraits done by a professional photographer?
It's a great idea. I bet they have one of those wind machines, like...
Yeah, that's great. Next to that, Chandler won't lose